a lot to me as a candidate, it means a lot to me as a constituent of District 22, it means a lot to me as just an American citizen. So thank you very much. Before I go too much farther, I just want to say, in honor of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, without her and her tireless effort and everything she's done, I know that I would not be standing here today. My life would be very different. And so I think we all just know how grateful we are, and somehow we feel like it's our job to pick up the torch and just keep on going. So that's what we're doing. The other thing to me about the notorious RPG is the fact that she evolved as a human as she went along. She learned, she grew, she knew what just was and what unjust was, but she was also able to tackle new situations as they came toward her and meet that and hold that to her barometer of justice and injustice. Is that a word? Right? And so that was so comforting to me, because as a human being, I also grow and learn. I also am still becoming. And I can admit to you all here today that I was a lifelong Republican, a single-issue voter. I was that person because my church told me that that's who I needed to be if I believed in God. But then somehow, through life, I met people who were different than me. And the love that I had and the heart that I feel like God gave me forced me to see people as they are, to love them and accept them as they are. And to get really, really brave, as I told you earlier, to get really, really brave about letting people be free. And so that's what I've spent my life doing. I responded to a cry of my community when we had a rash of teenage suicides. I know it hit Northwood. It hit Wawasee, where I live. It hit Tippy Valley, and it hit Warsaw. Wawasee is a school of about 800 students, and we had 2 every year for about 4 years running. That's crazy. My town has 2 stoplights. Everybody knew these kids. And I found myself trying to figure out how we as a community who knew hope, capital H, could be living among these people who could not find hope. So I started a little group, and I had teenagers coming because I felt like God told me, I just want you to tell these people they are loved. I want you to tell these people that I love them. Don't try to fix them. Don't try to change them. Don't try to make them into who you think they should be. Just tell them that I love them. And so we bought pizza and we bought water for 4 years. And we ended up with 70 or 80 kids every Sunday night, from Valparaiso to Fort Wayne to South Bend, public school, private school, home school. Didn't matter. If they knew a kid that was hurting, they would come and they would hang out. And I got to be honest with you. It was during that time of giving to these kids that God changed me. I started seeing and understanding what unconditional love is, and I started getting braver in accepting people exactly where they are. It messed me up for a while. It was a little scary for a while. It was a little unsettling because the foundation of what I thought was right or wrong got shaken up just a little bit. But the truth of the matter is, people were dying. I had to get on the right boat here. I had to make sure that I was delivering the right message. And so 4 or 5 years, that's what we did. And so finally the vision grew. Because that's what happens as we go through life. And I found myself neck deep in a coffee house, nonprofit, because I knew that these kids needed more than Sunday night. They needed a place for community. They needed a place to belong. They needed a place where they could come and do their homework. We started a summer school program. We started a counseling center. We started parenting classes, communication classes. Because what I learned was this coffee shop became a community family room. And in a community family room, you need community families. And when you meet community families, you find out what families need. And you find out what they're struggling with. And you can't just walk away. And I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot during that time. And I treated what I learned and those experiences that I was honored to enter into with these families as the treasure that they were. And with that came a responsibility. I found myself after 5 years of this saying, what do I do with this? And I thought, I know what I do. I simply go to my state rep. And I say, this is what I've learned. This is what local families are struggling. They can't find affordable childcare. They can't find houses to live in. They can't find transportation. They can't find recovery services that they need. They can't find the mental health care that they need. They can't afford their medications. Listen, I know it sounds cliche, but honest to God, when you walk with local families, these are real issues. Real scary times. But I soon found that going to my state rep was fruitless. coming to represent has been there 6 years. He's a nice guy. But in 6 years, he's authored 23 pieces of legislation. And being a part of a party that has a supermajority, I'm saddened to tell you that exactly 0 have come out of committee. Not one has even been allowed to come up for a vote. And so we, the people of 22, if you live in Nappanee, or anywhere south of 4 Acre, or Mentone, and all the way over to Syracuse, right? If that's you, then for 6 years you paid this man to do absolutely nothing for us. So what do I do? What do I do when I find out that the needs of our community are going unanswered and unaddressed? I'm a mother of 6. My baby's 21. We're officially empty nesters. Have a little time on my hands. I'm a grandmother. In a couple weeks, my 6th grandbaby will be born. But they all live in District 22. So I can't walk away. So what do? I listen. I ask questions. I ask why. I learn. I dig. I call Indianapolis and ask crazy questions like, why this? Why that? Because what am I doing right now? I've decided that I, Kelly Thompson, mama to 6, grandmama to 6 more, is going to run like a mother for District 22.